was fucking crazy, man. Absolutely ridiculously crazy. Salute to the people, man. What's good with it? I'm here. I need to do a mic check. I want to make sure the mic is on. Man, I've been having such a great goddamn day, right? Such a great goddamn day. Whole day was amazing. Work was amazing. All that shit. It was. I got no complaints for how it went. But a nigga get home, man. All types of problems going on, man. One being my internet. I got AT&T. The fucking broadband is out. I'm like, what type of shit is this? And so right now, I'm just doing this because I said I was gonna go live. I'm basically going off the mobile hotspot off my phone, so I know my fucking not be as clear and crispy as it should, because AT&T on some shit. Like goddamn. But you know how we start this thing off as always, man. I got to do a mic check. I got to make sure the internet is cool. So let me do that real quick. Cool. I'm hearing it now. The mic check is cool, but I can see the internet is real frothy, man. It's going in and out, man. That's unfortunate. That's real unfortunate. It's not as clear as I like it to be, but hey, man, I'm here, God damn it, and I'm bringing something to you, so that matters, man. But let me see how the internet's looking. The internet looks all right. It looks all right, just so y'all know. So once again, I'm gonna just let y'all know, man. I had no choice but to go off of my fucking mobile hotspot because AT&T ain't shit, y'all. AT&T ain't shit. So that's how I feel about you, AT&T. Shit, y'all ain't want to show no love to a nigga. The goddamn modem. I come home, the modem was randomly out. Like, bro, really? What type of shit is this? So I had to improvise because I still wanted. I said I was gonna go live. I said I was gonna talk about this. This is a very important topic that I want to touch on. So I'm go ahead and I'm gonna go in it. I'm gonna dive deep into it. We're gonna rock out. We're gonna roll. Hopefully the motherfucking internet is strong enough so I can get out all of the things I need to say about this particular subject. With this subject being what it is too, I kind of do wish. I'm like, damn, man, it would have probably been best maybe for me to wait when I get my shit. But they telling me they're not gonna be able to send my shit in until all the way next week or something like that. So I didn't even want to wait that long. I'm like, I'm just gonna put this out. I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna see how it looks after. If I ain't fucking with it, I'm gonna keep it up. But I'll just rehash and revisit this topic for another week. But anybody who's rocking with me today, right now, when it comes to this, we're gonna break this down. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna why the narrative on Deontay Wilder has been wrong. Why there's been information out there all along to show that everything that's been put out there to make Deontay Wilder look like he's ducking is not true. This has nothing to do with the accusations. Okay. I am going to play the video of the accusations that Deontay Wilder did just in the beginning because I'm just going to run off for a little bit because I kind of like, before I start getting into this, I like to let it warm up a little bit. Maybe if somebody wants to hop in the chat that they're not here yet, let them hop in. But I'm going to play that at the very beginning, just, kind of just create some type of atmosphere for it. But then basically after that, we're going to dive deep into and focus on why this fight is not happening on December 5th or December 19th. This has nothing to do with the accusations, so don't think that's what I'm talking about. Tyson Fury and Bob Arum has been exposed in the sense of they have been lying when they're trying to make it seem like Deontay Wilder did not want the fight and he did not sign the rematch clause in time. Basically, they're saying it expired. That's not true. But we're gonna get into that real quick. I'm gonna run off just for a quick second. I'm gonna be back probably in about 3 minutes. Play the song from the beginning. I should be back by the time the song is done, and then we'll get into it. I'll play the video. We'll get into it, man. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna chop it up. I know I'm probably going to make a lot of y'all mad. I'm probably going to make a lot of y'all happy, whatever it may be. I know this is a very controversial topic, and people are very fanboyish when it comes to either Fury or Wilder. So I really don't care. I really don't care, man. I'm here about the facts, and that's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to be right back. Y'all rock with me just for a minute. When I come back, we're going to start everything up. We're going to get everything good. I want to make sure everything's flowing. I want to check it out, make sure the internet's looking all right. If it's looking choppy, please tell me. If I'm pausing, anything like that, please tell me. Like I said, AT&T, fuck me. The modem ain't working. I got to wait for a new one, so I'm going off the mobile hotspot on my phone, so bear with me. But if y'all can hear me, that's all that matters, because as long as you can hear the facts, that's what we're rolling with. And as always, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, show the channel some love. It's very, very much appreciated. Join the goddamn Black Goose family, because why wouldn't you want to? Yeah, it's 240p, man, because appreciate you letting me know, man. It's 240p. Yeah, but if you just hopped in, you probably didn't hear me say I'm not going off my regular internet. My fucking modem with AT&T. I came home. It got the red on the broadband. I don't know if any of y'all know how that goes, but it's the red on the broadband. They did the whole reboot. They did all that shit, and they ended up saying, "Well, we got to send you a new one." I'm like, "Well, how long is that going to take?" They're like, "Oh, it's going to take 48 hours." Okay, so I'll have it by Saturday, right? It'll probably be there by Monday or Tuesday, but we try fast. Like, come on, bro, I can have it by then. I'm supposed to go live for that because we going live for that. No matter what, I'm going live. We're going live for the Gamboa Haney card for a fact. I'm gonna go live for the UFC card uh, as well. Glover Teixeira versus Thiago Santos. So I'm still make it happen. It's just y'all just gonna have to bear with me for this. I know it's a little 240p. It's just rock with me. Just listen, y'all. Listen. If y'all got to, just listen to me. We're just gonna talk facts in here, and I want y'all to put y'all opinion in the chat. So I'm gonna be right back. Give me 3 minutes, and I'll be right back, and we're gonna rock and we're gonna ride. Okay? Probably 2 minutes. It's not gonna be that long. And if y'all in here, join the goddamn Black Goose fam. Hit that like button. Show some love. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Holla. Whoa, whoa. Back up in this bitch. All right, salute to Mako. I hope I'm saying your name, your username right. M Mako. He said, can't remember if I hit you about this, but I make UFC live reaction compilations. Featured you in one for the Chiamev. Oh, KO. Everything timestamped and linked, and your channel name on your section. Just let me know if you want to be included and edit. You can edit. Damn. Okay, yeah, definitely, man. I'll probably I need to find a way to direct message you or direct message me, or a good way to do it. If you go on my, actually, this is what I'll do. I'm just gonna keep your name. I'm gonna write that down, and I'm gonna hit you. All right? Because yeah, that'd be dope, man. That'd be dope, man. We can, yeah, let's work together, man. Let's collab. I like that. But okay, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I haven't seen that, so I'm gonna check that out for sure. I'm on Twitter if that works. Yeah, yeah, I'll hit you on Twitter. You don't have a YouTube, just a Twitter. Salute to the people, by the way, as always. If you have a Twitter, I'll hit you on Twitter. Then I'll probably DM you on the Twitter side of the game. Or do you have an email? If you have an email, if you prefer Twitter, we'll do that. But that's definitely dope. Just keep me updated. Let me know. We can talk about that. Y'all know why we here though. Y'all see the, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see the title under. Rock with me and just bear with me when it comes to the actual visuals. It's usually not supposed to be like this. Usually I got the strong internet side of the game, man. Okay, bet. I'm gonna look you up after this, man, and I'm gonna reach out to you and I'm gonna hit you. All right. And yeah, feel free to use any of my reactions if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, all the reactions ain't as good as they should be, but any reactions you want to use, feel free to use them. But I'm gonna definitely hit you about that when this is over. Bet. Yeah, definitely. All right, I'm gonna take that down right now. All right, and I'm gonna hit you for sure, for sure. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't got too many people in the chat, but whoever drops in, goes in the chat. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. It's all right there in the chat. Let me put my glasses on. I can't see too well. So y'all see, this is his main channel right there. So y'all go check out his main channel for UFC live reactions. Check out his main channel and then also go to his UFC live reactions for his reaction channel. So go check him out. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you being in the chat. Anyone else who's in here who's not part of the Black Goose family, y'all go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, be part of the family. But we're here to talk about Deontay Wilder, and we're here to talk about Tyson Fury. It's Snipers. What's good with it? It's Snipers OG in the game. What's happening, man? What is good with it? What is happening? We talking about some real shit real quick. Y'all already know just because this video is just it's I love it. So anytime I'm talking about this, I got to start it off with it. I got to start it off with it, man. I got to. Let me know if y'all can hear that, man.
But my ears can still hear and my eyes can still see. The Bible also tells us to be swift to hear and slow to speak. You see?
Absolutely, it's Snipers. Absolutely. You already know. And I'm going to go live for Thiago Santos and Texera as well.
But it's a burden that we cut off only to make us strong. So in the first fight, when Ricky had was pulling down,
feeling good, man. I got the beer on deck. I'm chilling.
In an improper position. Y'all tried the same method the second time, but this time you scratched flesh out of my ears, which caused my ears to bleed. It's impossible for a brand new 10-ounce glove to bend, to keep a warm, or to have loose space. How to believe you put something hard in your blood.
No doubt, man. It's all about, you know what I'm saying? It's all about support, working together. Man, salute to you, man. I appreciate you, hopping in and showing love yourself, man. I hope it brings some new subs too. I think it has, man. I think it has, honestly.
But in the midst of it all,
y'all,
you still couldn't keep this king down.
Couldn't keep him down.
You would have had to kill me.
That's strong words right there.
It took a crab in the bucket referee and a disloyal trainer to throw the towel in just to stop me. Proverbs, the 6th chapter 30-35 says, excuses may be found from a thief who steals because he is starved. But if he is caught, he will have to pay back 7 times what he stole.
7 times.
Even if he had to sell everything in his house.
Damn.
Payback is coming.
All right, so that should sound familiar to everybody. I'm sure if you following boxing, you know what I'm saying, everybody has literally seen that video from Deontay Wilder. Now, like I said, I'm not necessarily going to be talking about the cheating accusations. That's nothing that we're talking about when it comes to being exposed or anything like that, because I don't think anybody has no way to prove any of those accusations. That's going to be very hard. So that's not going to be the topic of this subject. That's not going to be the topic of this particular video, okay? What we're going to be focusing on is why ESPN, Top Rank, Bob Arum, even Eddie Hearn, who's not even involved in the situation other than that he wants AJ to fight Fury, and Wilder, they're all accusing Wilder of basically being scared, not wanting to fight, ducking, saying he didn't sign a contract in time, it expired, things like that. So I'm basically just going to go through a variety of articles, and one specific that was recently released today. But if you actually look up particularly what was said, it was actually foreshadowed by Bob Arum earlier in the year already. So it's like there's so much information that no one just wants to either look up or they want to actually talk about. that shows that Wilder always was ready for the rematch, not necessarily ready as in physically, but he signed a contract. His team was in negotiation with Bob Arum, and they had an agreed upon date. It Sniper said, my bad, y'all nose running a little bit right there, but yeah, Tyson. Oh, first off, MMA KO. See, that's why I need my glasses. That's crazy. I think when I first I pronounced it Mako or something like that. I ain't have my glasses on. So go check out MMA KOs. That's his main channel, and then go check out his second channel, UFC Live Reaction. So that's why I need my glasses on. I can't see you. But it's Snipers, man. I think Wilder will be mad and will knock out Fury. It's Snipers. Wilder isn't scared, man. He's hungry for the snipe. See, it's Snipers. He know, man. It's Snipers. You know, I think it's really disrespectful when anybody says any fighter is scared of any other fighter. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, when you get to that level, it's all about money. It's all about it's a business. You know what I'm saying? So fighters don't have any choice necessarily in who they fight. That's the promoter's job. You know what I'm saying? That's the parent company's job to put on the best fights to get the best money. So there's really no such thing really as ducking unless you get to the level of maybe a Florida Canelo where you're literally choosing your own fights. But I don't even believe Canelo chooses his own fights for the most part. His team gets together and they're like, what's the best choice for Canelo? And Canelo fights who's in front of him. Yeah, my bad, MMA. I would have pronounced it like MMA KO if I would have my glasses on. But I had my glasses, so I was over there squinting. I was like, okay, this is what it kind of looked like. And I was struggling. So, but just salute to you, man. Salute. But you know what I'm saying? So there's so much evidence out there. And, you know, there's the narrative that he's scared or that he just doesn't want to fight Fury is crazy to me. And this is one. I'm not a fanboy of Wilder. I'm not a fanboy of Fury. I'm really not the only boxer maybe I'd be a fanboy that you could say would be Tony Harrison and Andre Ward. That'd probably be it. Other than that, man, I just see it for what it is. And I realize that just like, you know, any other major sport, it comes down to money, right? So let's go into what Teofimo Lopez recently said real quick. Teofimo Lopez on Wilder's Fury's claims, you're a grown-ass man. Stop being a bitch. I think Wilder has had too much time on his hands. He needs to focus on his own damn self. Go back to the gym. Get ready for a fight. Lopez Jr. told the Akin Barack show on Sirius XM. This is coming from BoxingScene.com. Stop talking about a dent in your head. You a grown-ass man. Stop being a bitch. Now, I wonder if he would say that to Wilder's face, because I know another man who said some pretty disrespectful words about Deontay Wilder's opinion, and when he saw him in person, that nigga ran. Yeah, we talking about Billy Joe Saunders. If y'all ain't see that video, check that out. It's Snipers. I hate how Eddie Hearn boosts English fighters up, always gives Dillian White opportunities, even though he keeps getting KO'd. Now, I'll say this. When it comes to Eddie Hearn, he had an amazing 2019. His 2019, that motherfucker was looking like the next Dana White, in my opinion. Okay? The next Dana White. Even though there was rumors the whole time saying that DAZN was failing. But the way Dana White is really good at making a bad situation seem great. You know what I'm saying? UFC had a lot of bad situations coming up, made it seem great, ultimately turned it to what it is today. Eddie Hearn did a great job doing that in 2019 with DAZN. Some of his fighters as well. My problem with Eddie Hearn, and that's the topic I want to get into probably tomorrow when it comes to Devin Haney. I talked about it a little bit yesterday, but I had to jet up out of here. But how good is it to sign to Eddie Hearn if you're a U.S. boxer? But yeah, Eddie Hearn always has something to say about U.S. boxers fighting each other, this and that and that. So it bugs me because he doesn't put his best foot forward to make sure the U.S. boxers that he signs is in the spotlight the same way, obviously, that the top-ranked U.S. boxers, top-ranked fighters, PBC fighters, so on and so forth. But that's you'll expect that, right? But I don't want to get too deep into that. My main thing is that you have all these people coming at Deontay Wilder, right? Basically saying, you know, you're scared, you got too much time on your hands. This is what Teofimo Lopez is saying. Get back in the gym. Like, why are you complaining about this, and that? Now, look, now first and foremost, like I said, last person who said something, and it wasn't even close to as disrespectful what Teofimo said, but last person who did that, Billy Joe, and he saw Wilder in person, tried to be cool, bro. Stood up, that man ran, was out of there. Smart, very fast. But I think that's some pretty bold words from Teofimo Lopez to tell a motherfucker who knocked out basically everybody except, you know, Vermeen Sterving, and the next time he did, by the way, and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's the only one he did knock out, and he almost damn well did in the first fight. Like he only lost to Fury. That's the craziest thing. That's crazy. Fury is literally the best heavyweight on the planet. Who else beats who beats Tyson Fury? Let's be 100. So keep that in mind. But for people to be, having this narrative out there like that, and that's a great job from ESPN and Top Rank and Bob Arum to be able to do that. I actually, I did put Tyson Fury and Bob Arum exposed. It's for the title, you know what I'm saying? Help with a little bit more clicks. But really, Tyson Fury, I give props to Tyson Fury because he hasn't said much about the situation with Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And especially knowing Tyson Fury the way it would be great to build a third fight if he was talking shit going back and forth with Wilder about this. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the recent Twitter post from Wilder talking about, you being a bitch, things like that. But, I applaud Fury for that. But Bob Arum and ESPN Top Rank, they did a great job putting out the narrative. Bob Arum said himself that, Deontay Wilder didn't sign a contract in time, and that's the narrative that's going around. Why Deontay Wilder? I'm seeing this a lot in the comments when I make the video. Comments when I make the videos that I post. People be saying, well, he didn't. Why did Wilder not say anything this whole entire time? He had so much time to say it, and then when Tyson Fury announced that he was going to fight, now he comes out where to say something. First and foremost, I'm not even sure what timeline you're following because Deontay Wilder exercised his right for a rematch right after the second fight in February, and it was scheduled for July. Pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, and I'm gonna get into that article, there is proven sources out there that are saying that Wilder went and had bicep surgery. So that's why he didn't say anything. He had the surgery and he was recovering. Okay, so it's crazy for a dude like Teofimo Lopez to say these things, but I understand it to the extent of he's a boxer. He's like, you lost it. I feel like you're making excuses. It might hit him a little bit deeper too, because if you think about it, Loma said, he had injured his shoulder like 4 weeks before the fight, and he went and got surgery. So it probably hits a little deep with him. Like, yo, why are you making all these excuses? Like, I'm not with the whole cheating allegations, to be with you. There's no way to prove that. But the perception that Deontay Wilder didn't want the fight, the perception that there wasn't a agreed upon date for them to fight this year, that's crazy to me. All right. So let's get into it. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to read the most recent article touching on this situation that sheds some light on some information a lot of people aren't talking about. Okay. This comes from boxingscene.com. The title of this is written by Dan Raphael. Arum and Sax Bennett take issue with Wilder's accusations regarding Fury. Okay. This comes from Arum, what he told boxingscene.com. That, to my mind, is really serious in the sense that he's called Fury a thief and criminal is so preposterous. And then to accuse Mark Breland of putting something in his water. Mark is a great guy, and what would be his motivation to do that? And then third, to demean and defame Kenny Bayless the way he did it, that he was drunk. I mean, it's crazy. I don't necessarily disagree with him right there. Now we're going into the actual article, okay? Dan Raphael, he worked for ESPN for a long time, but I think he made the transition over to Boxing Scene because Boxing Scene, started blowing up as a website. And as always, if you guys want like sources, if you guys want like information, like first, Boxing Scene is one of the best websites, in my opinion, to go to check that out. But so Wilder has been unhappy that Fury walked away from a third fight. Do you see how that was worded right there? This is the truth. Wilder has been unhappy that I'm not just talking. I'm reading this off of the source I just said. Wilder has been unhappy that Fury walked away from a third fight due to take place this year. After the February loss, Wilder exercised his contractual right to an immediate third bout. They were supposed to meet in July, which was delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic and Wilder's surgery. Before being looked at for October and then eventually December 19th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So they had a date and they had a stadium that they were going to be doing it at. Even though Fury Camp maintains that this date by which the fight had to take place expired in late October, Fury was still willing to do the fight on December 19th. So check this out. Even though that the Fury Camp maintains that the date by which the fight had to take place expired in late October. So what does this mean? Okay, so this is the narrative that Bob Arum has been rolling with. Oh, it expired. He didn't sign it in time. It's over. That's because they were trying to get the fight booked in October. They're basically saying if you can't get this booked in by October, then we're not going to give you the third fight, right? But you got to think that's strategic because if Wilder ended up having surgery after the basically the whole pandemic hit. He's not even going to be ready by October. So that's that's not even, you know what I'm saying, like reasonable. Like that doesn't even make any sense. But this is why I respect Fury. Fury was still willing to do the fight on December 19th. Okay. All right. So read the last part of the name of the video. All right. ESPN blocked the deal. Why am I saying this? However, that day ultimately did not work because of a loaded schedule of college football games being aired that day by Fury broadcast partner ESPN and Wilder broadcaster Fox. They would have done the fight as the joint pay-per-view as they had in the February rematch. So, what does that say? Wilder didn't duck anything. Wilder didn't walk away from the fight. Wilder wanted the fight. There was a proposed date for December 19th. The only reason we're not seeing this fight happen is because of football. They did not want to compete with football. ESPN and Fox both blocked the deal. Why is this not being talked about more? That doesn't make any sense to me. But now, see, they're talking about possibly doing a joint pay-per-view in February. So let me just read a little bit more, and then we're going to skip it. Once December 19th was off the table, Fury opted out of the fight. And now, obviously, the December 5th fight is being scheduled against Agit Kabayel. And I just want to say a little bit what Arum said about this situation. It's clear from the documents that the date by which a third fight had to happen was July plus 90 days. Arum said, when I talked to Tyson before we even started talking about December 19th, it was based on a multi-million-dollar gate, the casino buying tickets and robust pay-per-view, and it wasn't thrown out the window by us. It was thrown out the window by two networks, ESPN and Fox. They say you can't go December 19th, and they're completely right. So think about that. I've been told y'all, it's always about the money. He said he went to Fury, and I'm pretty sure when he went to Fury, it was very earlier in the year because then no one knew how long this pandemic was going to last. No one knew how long there wasn't going to be any fans, so on and so forth. He said, "Look, they probably had news of Wilder ended up doing find out he had a bicep injury, ended up doing the bicep surgery. So he most likely this is allegedly this is what I'm thinking." You know what I'm saying? So this part isn't necessarily real. This is what it sounds like it might happen. You know what I'm saying? Bob Arum went to Fury and said, "Look, I know, October was the last date, basically on the contract for us to get the rematch done by, for him to really be able to get that rematch, right?" Fury's like, "Yeah, we can still do this fight, right? We don't know when the fans are going to come back, but if they do come back and we do this by December, we wait until basically December, the last month of the year, and everyone was hoping that COVID was going to be over by then, and basically the world will be back on track." He's like, "Think about the money. Think about everything we'll get from this." So Tyson Fury was like, "Yeah, bet. Okay, let's do this." Over time, I think as recent, when they seen that there wasn't much of a change happening when it came to the environment, ESPN, Fox, Bob Arum, probably even Al Heyman, they was all in it like, "Yo, it doesn't make any sense for us to have this fight right now. We're not going to get the money out of it that we're supposed to get out of it." It's interesting because knowing Al Heyman's never going to come out and say anything. So, but Bob Arum, he stays in the media. He's like Eddie Hearn. Well, Bob Arum, in a sense, he stayed in the media. He's a lot more in the media now ever since Eddie Hearn kind of made it a thing for boxing. You know what I'm saying? Al Heyman never comes out ever. So he basically Bob Arum comes out, creates this narrative, and now Wilder is out. He has to fend for himself. So a lot of people are saying, why is Wilder coming out now and saying something? Because he was okay with not saying something when the loss took place, and he had assumed that the fight was going to take place December 19th. So he could just avenge himself then, the press conferences, all that good stuff. When that ends up not supposedly happening, or there's something going on and it's ended up being announced, and then a narrative is made like Wilder didn't want the fight, now you're left to fend for yourself. Okay, I have to come out. I got to say something. Shit, that's what I would do. Ain't no way I'm not gonna say something. So, just another article I have pulled up to kind of back up my facts or what I'm saying. I wouldn't necessarily call them all of them facts. You know, some of them just kind of weaving through and creating a storyline. This comes from ESPN, ESPN.com, written by Steve Kim. This was on September 10th, 2020. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury trilogy bout targeted for Allegiant Stadium on December 19th. So this is all the way back to September 10th. Bob Arum says. This is what Bob Arum said. That's what we're moving ahead on all fronts with the security, with the virus and everything. Arum said. We're talking about with everybody here in town, with the Raiders. So we're optimistic that we'll be able to do the event in Nevada, in Las Vegas. Bob Arum said he is hopeful that there will be a crowd between 10,000 and 15,000 for this bout at the Las Vegas Raiders' new arena. The second fight between Wilder and Fury had an attendance of 17,000 on February 22nd. After fighting to a split draw. So, real quick, Wilder exercised his contractual right to an immediate third fight after that loss. The trilogy fight had technically been scheduled for July 18, but the coronavirus pandemic delayed it and pushed it to the end of the year. This is back in September 10th, 2020. Isn't that interesting? That doesn't interest anybody. It just interests me. Why isn't this being talked about more? Someone talk to me. Like that's interesting to me. I'm like, how is this not being talked about more? But the narrative of him being scared is still out there and it's strong too. That makes absolutely no sense to me. And I already know after I'm done with this, after this shit is posted and it's here, I'm still gonna get shit. People are still gonna go up in the comments and they're gonna say some dumb shit because they ain't gonna listen. They're gonna be like, all they're gonna do is they're gonna read the title and they don't give a fuck about the facts. And it's crazy to me. That was all the way in September. Let's move on to the goddamn next one. October 13th. Tyson Fury's next fight won't be versus Deontay Wilder, Bob Arum said. So this is what he said. We couldn't get an appropriate date until it was next year. Tyson said, no, I want to fight in December. We arranged in England. Arum told ESPN. As for Wilder and the clause for the third meeting, Arum simply said, we had a contract, but it expired. Interesting. When Espn contacted Shelly Finkel, who represents Wilder, he responded to Arum's comment stating he entitled to his pen. He can think anything he wants. Finkel said that Wilder is currently training, getting prepared for his next bout. Deontay and I would like to have the next fight as planned against Fury. We'll fight him any date, any place, Finkel said. When asked if Fury Wilder 3 could take place in the first half of 2021, Arum said, sure. Kubrat Pulev is going to knock out Anthony Joshua, and Wilder's the best opponent next up for Fury. Isn't that interesting? He said the contract, he said, we couldn't get an appropriate date until it was next year. Tyson said, no, I want to fight in December. And so that's what we arranged in England. What? We had a contract, but expired. But hold on. You said Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury trilogy bout targeted for Allegiant Stadium on December 19th. What? We're talking, what? So that's what we're moving ahead on all fronts with the security, with the virus, everything. Talking about everybody in here in town. Bruh, am I tripping? And then now look at the most recent article. The most recent thing he said. He must be forgetting what he said. He is older. It's clear. This is what Bob Arum said. This is the most recent. This is from today. It's clear from the documents that the date by which the third fight had to happen was July plus 90 days, Arum said. When I talked to Tyson before we even started talking about December 19th, it was based on a multi-million-dollar gate, the casinos buying tickets and robust pay-per-view. And when it wasn't thrown out by the window by us, it was thrown out the window by two networks. And then if I go up a little further, just so y'all can hear this, on December 19th, once December 19th was off the table, Fury opted out of the fight and instead plans to fight December 5th. So we have three completely different statements from Bob Arum. Appreciate that extra light, man. And if you ain't a subscriber, man, join the Black Goose family. We have three completely different, and it's from three different time periods. But it's interesting. The narrative that everybody ran with was that October narrative where he said basically he kept it very, very brief. He didn't get too much into it. He just basically said, "Hey, look, Tyson Fury wanted to fight. He wanted to fight on December, but the contract expired and Deontay Wilder didn't sign in time, and we had it scheduled for England." That's not true. They had scheduled for Allegiant Stadium on December 19th. He said it's going to happen. That was in September. He said it's going to happen. Everything is good to go. So they already expected this to happen on December 19th. So how all of a sudden the contract expiring is a problem when you on December 19th already agreed upon that date? That doesn't make any sense. And then today, in today's article, how is it that you're now saying when I talked to Tyson before we started talking about December, when I talked to Tyson before we even started talking about December 19th, it was based on a multi-million blah, 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 blah. But Fury wanted to fight. So it's just, I think it's interesting the narrative that people like to roll with. Quavo just real. Everything is rigged nowadays. And you know what I'm saying? I think rigged has so many different definitions in boxing because my rig doesn't necessarily line up with the Deontay Wilder's allegations of cheating rig. My rig comes with the narrative to try to keep a fighter down or to keep them in a certain place or to always have the upper hand when it comes to negotiations. Deontay Wilder is already going to be the B-side going into this third fight. He really doesn't have any choice. And so now what Bob Arum is doing is he's kind of getting more of the fans behind him, which will help on the negotiation table as well, where he's just basically putting out this narrative because, like I said, Al Heyman isn't going to say shit. So this is why Deontay Wilder, he didn't wait to say anything. He assumed a fight was going to happen. Once Bob Arum came out and said the fight wasn't going to happen, and it's not happening because Wilder didn't sign the contract in time, and some bullshit about, Tyson Fury went to fight and it's going to be in England, Wilder had no choice but to respond. He's either going to look like that's what it is, or he's going to at least have to come out with his narrative. Now, obviously, it's going to split sides even more. It is even good for promotional sides of the game because they are going to end up fighting. I promise you, you're going to see them fight. This is going to be with fans. They're going to make the most money possible from it. This makes it even better. But still, he has to fend for himself and put out a narrative so everyone isn't thinking this bullshit like, I didn't sign in time. Like, what? That's why Wilder said it on the situation when he was talking to 78 Sports TV. I think that's the YouTube channel name. He said it himself. Quavo just real, right? I feel the same way about it too. I'm like, he said it on there. He was like, look, we had an agreed upon date on December 19th. Like we did. So why are we fighting? Now I'm going to have to get lawyers involved. I'm going to have to put lawsuits down. Like that shit is clear as day. This isn't no sides, fans, nothing like that. It just is what it is. Bob Arum is being smart as in what he's putting out there in the atmosphere, because at the end of the day, and I've been said this, I don't think it was, in my opinion, I don't think it was a good choice to go with the cheating allegations video for Wilder. I would have ran more with the narrative of this. Like I would have put out all the receipts. Like, look, Bob Arum spoke 3 times in this year. 2 of those times, he said the fight was happening. It was going to take place. And that's it. That's all he said. So if that's what he said, that's what was happening. Wilder's team confirmed it. Yeah, we want the fight. We're going to do the fight. It's going to happen December 19th. The only time that narrative changed was that October. And everyone's still running with it. It is only November, but when he came out, so it was recent. He said it obviously, but that's what everyone's running. Even though today he came out and he basically admitted to then he changed it a little bit. This is new. The new information is Bob Arum saying that ESPN and Fox blocked the deal. I don't necessarily believe that. They're saying they blocked it because, or they didn't want that. They didn't want the fight to go on because they're going to be going up against football. I don't believe that. I really don't, because we're talking about one football. The times that pay-per-view slots run, how is it going to be going up against football? It's going to be later in the day, unless they're trying to do it earlier, like UK time, but I doubt that, because, you know what I'm saying, Fury wouldn't be with ESPN if he was trying to, favor the UK fans. He's trying to get more American fans. So I'm like, I don't want to. They won't even be competing against each other. And on top of that, it's going to be a pay-per-view, so it's going to be boxing fans buying the fight. So that doesn't even make sense. So I don't. Why would a parent company like ESPN? But and let's get this straight too. Okay, Disney owns ESPN and Fox, so it's also like Bob Arum is clever. ESPN and Fox blocked the deal. You when you think of Fox, now you're gonna think, oh well, Al Heyman blocked the deal. No, Disney blocked the deal. Okay, the parent company Disney blocked the deal. So if that's the case, that's more so associated. Obviously, they own both PBC, they own both channels, but that's just the kind of way to kind of trick you and to make you think, well, wow, Al Heyman didn't want it, and I didn't want it. They didn't block that shit. They waiting to get the most money out of this as possible, but this is a narrative that came out from Bob Arum because it looks better for Fury's side. Wilder had to initially come out, defend himself. Unfortunately, he came with the allegations as well. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just would have done it separately just so I can first clear my name, because everyone is focused on the allegations. Every video that you click on about the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury situation, they're just talking about what he said about him cheating, and then they just break it down. They're like, well, this is why you can't. This is why what he's saying is a lie, and this is why what he's saying that can't really happen. I'm like, man, I don't know shit. Now, the ones who are actually there, like, the actual boxes, Teddy Atlas channel, like, you got to respect that because they really know it. But if I'm like, you ain't really been right there, like, I don't really want to listen. Come on, bro. You don't know. It's speculation. But what we do know is that Wilder and Fury had an agreed upon date of December 19th. December 19th. And for some reason, most likely because of financial reasons, they want to get the most money out of it. Bob Arum hinted toward that by saying ESPN and Fox blocked it. They couldn't do it on that date. And so now they're looking at a date for next year. No one's talking about that either. They're going to fight most likely. I doubt February because we'll probably see Deontay Wilder fight in January. Now, see if he just knocks. No, I don't see him doing back-to-back training. So most likely expect maybe toward the summer. Toward the summer, you'll probably see Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3, because all this Anthony Joshua talk with him fighting Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, it's not going to happen. He has pull-up in December. All right. He's going to need time to recover from that. And then most likely Usyk is going to be his next up. So that's already basically the whole first half of 2021 occupied for Anthony Joshua. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't get out of here with that bullshit. So, you know what I'm saying? I hope anybody who rocked with me and came in here today, they don't be them followers, man. Don't be them followers. And real quick, man, I do want to talk about this right here. I want to talk about this because I had a couple articles up, so I do want to say this real quick. So this is October 13th from Bob Arum when Bob Arum basically said the contract expired. He told ESPN that, and Deontay Wilder didn't sign in time. Everyone around with the narrative that was October 13th. What's crazy is literally on October 14th. This is coming from ibtimes.com. Also said, well, it wasn't much, but he said we couldn't get an appropriate date until it was next year. Tyson said, no, I want to fight in December. We kind of know this. And so that's why we arranged it in England. So that was from ESPN. So he's basically, this is basically, they're kind of repeating what ESPN said, but, you know, him suggesting that it's happening next year is just further validating my point that they're looking at to get the most money out of this as possible. And then I just want to add this in. This is from October 13th. This is from boxingscene.com. There's definitely no legal recourse for them. Are they going to complain? Sure. You got to understand that the reason there was this very certain window for the rematch that some people might say was a small window is that it was negotiated by both sides. And as I recall, they thought they were going to win. So they wanted as small window as possible to get rid of the third fight. That's. So they would go on and not be burdened. So it wasn't like we insisted that the window be very small to the third fight because we didn't know we were going to win the fight. This is stupid. Wilder underwent surgery to repair a torn left bicep after Fury stopped him in the seventh. Arum noted Wilder's injury was the primary reason for the first postponement. How does that doesn't even make sense when there's a pandemic? Fans wouldn't have been able to attend Wilder Free 3, however, if they fought July 18th or October 3rd in Las Vegas due to government restrictions. Interesting. The rematch, a joint pay-per-view venture between ESPN and Fox, generated nearly 17 million in ticket revenue. We lost December, but yeah, so my bad. I'm reading something because I hadn't read that particular article yet. I'm like, Bob Arum is saying so much bullshit. Like it's so crazy because there's literally quotes from him earlier in the year where he was agreeing upon the December 19th date, but he's literally in this article, he's making it seem like the December 19th date never even existed. It's amazing, man. And then through the whole thing, and now I get why people had the narrative of him being ghost and not say anything, because that's literally what Arm is. I don't know. Listen, the media has more contact with Wilder than I have. I mean, even in the promotion of the second fight, I wasn't involved in the first fight. I said hello to him, saw him on stage, but I really don't have a feel for him because I can't say I even know him. I mean, he seemed a pleasant enough guy anyway. Arm saying I haven't heard from anybody, I haven't from Shelly Finko, Walter Comagis since night of the fight, from Al, and I know Bruce on behalf of PBC and Top Rank Todd. I've been talking about this. Hasn't he heard from anybody? That doesn't even make sense. How does he not hear from anybody on September 10th? September 10th. He literally says Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury trilogy bout targeted for Allegiant Stadium on December 19th. He said he's going to get this done. That's what we're moving ahead on all fronts, with the security, with the virus, everything. We're talking with everybody here in town, so we're optimistic we'll be able to do the event. That's boxing politics for y'all, man. So I feel like I gave y'all a good amount of information, man. I gave y'all enough gems, man. Hopefully y'all y'all rock with me, whether y'all agree with me or y'all don't. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. I appreciate everyone who was in the chat. Y'all hit that comment, but the comment, you know what I'm saying? The comment section, God damn it. After this video is up, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know y'all opinion on it. Before I get out here, real quick. By the way, I appreciate y'all rocking with me with my 240p vision going on right now with the screen. I just gotta let y'all know one more time. My goddamn, I came and shit and called AT&T up. These niggas talking about, man, we can't get you a new modem until Monday. So I'm going off a mobile hotspot off my phone. That was the reason for probably the choppy internet, not the greatest. Usually it's AD at the very least, or 840p, but that's how it goes sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? Hopefully don't let nobody fool you no more on this Wilder versus Fury situation. Tomorrow I plan to go live. I'm gonna see. With the whole internet situation, it's gonna be tricky. But I'm gonna see, man. I'm gonna figure out. My plan is to, because I want to talk about the Devin Haney versus Gamboa fight that's gonna be happening on Saturday. I also want to kind of dive a little bit into, does Devin Haney have the potential to be a superstar with him being with Eddie Hearn? Like, is that realistic? Is it realistic for a young U.S. boxer like Devin Haney to be able to become a superstar when you're under someone like Eddie Hearn, who primarily promotes in the UK and promotes his UK UK boxers? Is that going to end up being something that's going to bite him in the ass in the long run? You know what I'm saying? He chose the money early on. That was the biggest thing. He got a lot of money from Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn gives a lot of people a lot of money. But in the long run, do you think he'll be able to build him up to be the superstar he deserves to be in the States, where Eddie Hearn primarily doing most of his business in the UK? That's something I want to talk about tomorrow. So I do plan on going live tomorrow. Don't hold me on it, though. It's all going to depend on this whole internet situation. We're gonna rock. I'm gonna for sure be live Saturday, though, for sure. I'm not gonna miss the fights. I got somewhere I can go, and I have some good internet. I just don't know if I can make it happen tomorrow, but we're gonna see, man. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. But that's gonna be the topic most likely about tomorrow. We're gonna preview Devin Haney versus Gamboa. We're gonna talk a little bit about Thiago Santos versus Glover Teixeira, and then we're gonna really dive deep a little bit on if Devin Haney can end up being a superstar. You have Gervonta Davis, basically Floyd Mayweather, all the way in his corner. It was announced today that his pay-per-view expected to generate 225K pay-per-view buys. I think that's a okay number for his first. Like, it's a good number for it being his first pay-per-view. I think it's an okay number for Floyd saying he's going to be the next big pay-per-view star. What do I know though? But I want to talk about that a little bit. So that's what we're gonna dive deep into tomorrow for sure. But if you rocked with me today, man, I appreciate y'all so much, man. Please hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe, you know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't part of the Black Goose family, come be a part of the Black Goose family. I want to appreciate everybody in the chat. Salute to Quavo Just Real, salute to It's Snipers, salute to MMA KO. Go check out MMA KO for sure. That's his main channel. Go check out UFC Live Reaction. That's his reaction channel, man. But salute to everybody, man. We rocking, we going hard, we going forward. Remember, keep that mind intact, stay positive, no matter what, man. Just keep grinding, man. Keep grinding, man. But I'm gonna be up out of here, man. Appreciate everybody who rock with me. Black Goose family. Much love.